Hello food lovers, I'm Chef Clayton, and today I will share with you a fantastic culinary journey that I experienced on February 22nd, 2024. On that day, I was privileged to participate in the Yamanashi Prefecture's trial of their Gastronomy Tourism project as a monitor chef. Their goal is to turn their prefecture into a famous destination as a gourmet food hub. A group of around 20 guest monitors met at Otsuki Station, which is about 100 kilometers west of Tokyo. This was where we joined the bus tour. Our journey began with a short drive to a 360-year-old sake brewery called Sasaichi, which means number one sake. We were greeted by the owner, Mr. Amano, and were given a special tour of the brewing facility by their chief sake brewing master. We saw where they ferment the sake rice, which is grown locally, using traditional methods, right through to the bottling stage. After the tour, we were given a presentation by the owner, explaining how they create the most amazing sake using the underground volcanic waters from Fuji Misaka mountain range, which is the only region in Japan where cool, soft water with extremely few impurities gushes forth 40 meters beneath the brewery. We were also provided with a booklet explaining everything in Japanese and English, which I found very helpful. After the presentation, we were treated to a light lunch which included local rice and miso soup, and we got to try their best 5 sake creations. They have a magnificent shop there where you can buy souvenirs like sake and wine, but they also had candies made from the rice used to brew the sake, and also soft serve rice cream. After a delightful visit at the brewery, we headed off on an hour-long drive to visit Herb Stand, located in Hokuto City. Inside the building it was very cold because it was a cold winter's day, and they had all of the windows open for ventilation as they store many types of herbs and vegetables grown on Mount Fuji. The owner, Mr. Hirano, is a botanist who studied about herbs in Australia and New Zealand. He taught us about the herbs, and we got to taste many types of herb teas. We learned that white truffles grow on black pine trees in the coastal areas of Shizuoka, and black truffles grow on pine trees on Mount Fuji. One thing of great interest to me was a type of wood called Lindera umbellate, also known as kuromoji. When Mr. Hirano heard that smoking food is my specialty, he presented me with a bag of this wood for me to keep. It has such an amazing and unique aroma like nothing I've ever used before. The next stop was at Fuji Yoshida City, where we visited Kitaguchi Hongu Fuji Sengen Shrine. We were told about the history of the shrine by a local tour guide, but only in Japanese. A smaller version of this shrine was built in 100 AD, and the current shrine was World Heritage listed in 2013. It is a place of worship for travellers who want to climb Mount Fuji. It is the last place to pray before starting a climb on the Yoshida Trail, which is the easiest and most popular trail. The grounds of the shrine are truly beautiful with century-old trees, and it is about 99,000 square meters in size, making it one of the largest forest shrines in Japan. Our final destination was Oshi's house, which was built in 1768. This is a museum dedicated to the priests who lived there and accompanied travellers climbing Mount Fuji. The travellers would stay there before their climb, making it a religious hostel, which is still taking in guests to this day. After the museum tour, we moved into the dining room of the hostel, and we could see the chefs preparing a feast for us. This was a collaboration by 3 famous Hentai Chefs: the botanist from the herb stand, and the foods were paired with the finest sake from the Sasaichi brewery. The feast was made using local produce, which included Fuji grown herbs and also locally caught fish and wild game. Before the feast commenced, the Hentai Chefs greeted us and gave us a summary of the dishes they were preparing, and then they explained why they go by the title Hentai Chefs. They made it clear that it was not because they are perverts, but because they are maniacs about their profession, and they don't follow the normal procedures like regular chefs do. This made me feel more comfortable about trying their food. The feast began with white radish that was smoked using the kuromoji branches and served with yuzu pepper paste and white carrots. Next, we watched the Hentai Chefs grill freshwater trout on magnolia leaves over a bincho charcoal fire, which was served with miso paste, shredded carrot and fresh pasta. This was paired with unpasteurized sake. After that, grilled beef from cows fed with red wine was served on hyogo rice risotto and paired with a warm unpasteurized sake. The final dish was wild bear cooked over a fire of an aromatic wood related to kuromoji called Parabenzoin praecox, also known as aburachan. It was served with yuzu pepper paste and a kuromoji sauce. The bear was not gamey at all and was very easy to eat. This was paired with a lychee and spice infused sake, which was very exotic. After all of the sake we had drunk, I can't recall if we had dessert or not, but I do remember that this was an amazing feast like no other I have ever experienced. The trip ended with a final bus ride to Kawaguchiko train station, where we parted ways. If you are ever in need of a day or two away from the big city, I would highly recommend a trip to Yamanashi Prefecture. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share.